Okay, folks, hello. This is Lorraine and Lewis, and we're going to be giving you some tips on how to use the filter and also how to clean it. So the first thing I want to call to your attention are the three knobs here. The night light, the power and fan speed, and this button that turns on the air revitalizer. And this is important because what we've witnessed in the past is folks will turn on the air purifier, but they don't turn on the ionizer. You see, there's two separate controls here. Here I just turned it on. If I hit the button again, it goes off. All right. This is what controls the big filter here underneath the cover. If this is not on, that thing's not working, and all it's doing is just, running air through it, and basically it's just the charcoal filter that's really working. All right, so again, it's important here. This button, you keep tapping it, and it goes from, a silent speed to medium to high. Okay, and one more press and it turns off. So I'm going to leave it in silent so it doesn't impact the recording here. And again, I'm going to turn this on to turn the ionizer on. If this light is not on, you're not getting the full benefit of the filter. All right, and then this little button over here controls the night light, which is the blue light back here. Okay, if I touch the button here, you'll see that blue light slowly dims to the off position. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to unplug the unit. You don't need to record this. I'm just going to see. The important thing here is to see that I have unplugged the filter. All right, this is important in order to work safely inside the unit. All right. So we're going to observe some things here about the filter. We'll notice here in the front there's been some lint and dust accumulation over here. And over here in this corner there's also been a considerable amount of dust accumulation. So we're going to clean all that today. All right. And for that we're going to use a brush that comes with the unit. And it's stored underneath the lid, and I'm going to show you where that is. So I'm going to put my hand here and I'm going to push it forward towards me like this and then up. Okay, and here's where the little brush that comes with the unit can be stored so that you don't lose it. Okay, all right, so we're going to put the lid off to one side and we're going to continue here. We're going to remove the three filters that are contained in this area of the filter, of the air purifier. Okay, the first one is one here in the front, and this is a large particle filter. All right, this one we're just going to clean under a water faucet, kind of just rub it with our hands and get the lint off. I'm going to put this off to one side. Here's the main filter, the Truman Cell. We're going to grab these tabs here and just pick it straight up and out. Okay? And I'm going to lay this over here on one side. We'll get back to it later. And then finally, there's another set of tabs right here. Okay? Right here and right here. And I'm going to pull the charcoal filter up. And we're going to proceed the same way as the large particle filter. We're just going to clean this under a water faucet. All right. Okay, so the next part, you're going to need a number 2 Phillips screwdriver, and we're going to remove the 2 screws here. Why don't you pan out a little bit further out, right here and right over here. Okay, right here and right over here. So we're going to remove the screws and place them in a little bowl over here so we don't lose them. place the screw in a little bowl. Put the screwdriver down, and I'm going to lift. I'm gonna lift up this part very carefully. You're going to hear some snapping noises. All right. I'm going to lay this over here on one side, and I'm going to grab the vacuum cleaner. I'm going to turn it on, and it's going to make a lot of noise. So I won't be talking during this part. But basically, I'm going to be using the brush and this vacuum cleaner to clean this area of the filter, as well as the front, a little bit on the inside, okay? And then also the top part of the filter that we removed. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start this up. Okay, so that basically concludes the inner cleaning of the filter. I'm going to put the lid back on, okay? And it's clean enough, all right? It's clean enough here. Sometimes some of these little dust bunnies might have to remove by hand. But that's clean enough. And I'm going to make sure that these hooks here, these 4 hooks, engage in these 4.
Can you point again, because I wasn't able to.
Right here.
The 4 hooks
right
from
here,
where?
Right here.
The 4 hooks.
The 4 hooks from back here.
Show that. Okay, go ahead.
4 hooks here to here. So for that, I'm going to put it kind of vertical. Why don't you zoom out a little bit?
Okay.
See right there, right about there, like that, and just kind of tilt it in. Okay. Here, a little snap. We're going to grab the screws and, you know, put them back in. We're just going to, this just goes hand tight. You don't need to tighten it really hard. It's just as soon as it gets a little bit stiff, you just leave it there. Okay? All right, so you know, for the purpose of this video, we're going to pretend like we already cleaned all the filters. I'm going to start with the charcoal filter. All right. And
because you're going to demonstrate how to put everything back.
I'm going to demonstrate how to put everything back together.
Even though these are not really clean yet. Okay.
Right. So again, this would have been cleaned under the faucet.
Under the faucet, yeah.
You know, just
both sides.
Just both sides. You can use your hand to clean it. Let it dry well. Once it's dried. Okay, so we come back, we pick it up from the 2 little tabs here, and we're going to drop it into the grooves in the back of the unit. Just like that.
How long do you know, how do you know if it's fully dry? I mean, a few hours?
It takes
overnight?
about a day. It takes about a day for the big filter to dry. The charcoal filter will dry in a few hours, okay? The filter that goes here in the front, the big particle filter, is just like a mosquito net. That one will dry pretty quickly. But you really can't use the unit effectively until you've put the Truman Cell, the big filter, back in. So you might as well let everything dry for a day. All right, so I'm going to come with the Truman Cell.
Explain what the little things when you put... What do you do with the Truman Cell? You haven't explained that yet. All right,
so we're going to go into a little more detail about how you would clean this in a dishwasher. What you need to be really careful of is the front part of the filter. Remember, this sits like this, all right?
When it's inside there.
When it's inside there, you know, when you're looking into the unit from the front, you're supposed to be able to read the label, okay?
Right.
It's not, that's upside down, all right?
Okay.
All right, so these front leading thicker edges of the plates go forward. And you can see here in the video, when you put it in the dishwasher, you want this going up. We're going to talk about the dishwasher later, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Right. So you can see that there's some really thin wires that come across here in the front. Okay? Don't touch, don't push on them, all right? Don't come with the brush and try to clean that. That's not the way it's done. This filter just goes straight into the dishwasher in the top level, the top shelf, and you let it clean, you let it dry, you pull it out, you let it dry for a whole day before you put it back in.
Before you put it back into
the air purifier.
Right. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to assume that this is clean. We're going to pick it up from the tabs. We're going to drop it into the unit. I'm going to go, and this is the gross particle or thick particle, big particle filter. And this
you're assuming that's clean?
Yeah, we're assuming that's clean. And that goes into these little grooves here.
Hold on, let me get up close here.
Yeah, no, a little bit further away so that people can see. There's a groove right there, and there's a groove right over here. Okay. And we're going to insert that like that. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to grab the brush that I used to clean so that I don't lose it. I'm going to snap it back into this little holder.
Okay.
All right. And then I'm going to put the lid like this so I can read the label with this round molding here towards the back of the unit. I'm going to drop this right about there.
Oh, wait. Let me get over here now. Oh, I see. Okay.
And I'm going to push it forward.
Shove it in. Okay.
And we're done.
And then you plug it in, and why don't you show them how to do the reset? Hold when you, even though it's...
All right, so if the red light was on, when we go to turn on the filter, the way we reset, and here you'll see it says, hold the button that has the two little circular arrows, which is this one, all right? So what you would do is, to get that light to turn off, once you start the unit, you press and hold this button. You press and you hold it. And when this light, the check collector cell light, has blinked 3 times, it's a red light, it's blinked 3 times, I release the pressure from the button.
Okay.
And it should turn off if the Truman Cell, the big yellow element in the middle, if that's completely dry, that light should turn off. If for some reason it's not quite dry yet, it might not turn off, but that's not a big deal. You can go ahead and plug the unit in and start it up, and the air flowing through it will finish to dry it off. All right? It's okay if it's a little bit tiny damp. All right? What you don't want to do is put that filter back in, the Truman Cell, if it's wet. You know, if it's noticeably wet. It has so many nooks and crannies that there's going to be a little bit of water, you know, some droplets in there, and that's okay.
And it's okay to run the heater part of the dishwasher too. It's not going to harm it.
To dry it.
To dry it, the heat dry part of the dishwasher.
I wouldn't put it too
cycle.
high. I'd put it maybe low or medium heat. I wouldn't put high heat. I wouldn't want to deform the plastic.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
We did the normal one and it seemed to be fine.
Yeah, the normal cycle is fine. And then, again, you know, the carbon filter in the back and the large particle filter in the front, they don't need to go in the dishwasher.
Right.
I recommend you don't put them in the dishwasher. Just clean them by hand and set them aside to dry.
Right. Okay. Okay, we done?
Yes, we're done.
All right, that concludes it. If you have any questions, you know how to reach us. Okay, bye.